Darius,
Noah,
fancy seeing you here.
we plan this.
Oh yeah, you're right. Whatever. Well, anyway, guys, welcome to the final round of the Kings of Pop Culture Cobra Kai Dojo Draft round. Today, it's the main event. Some would say the Monday Night Football of the
That's what
draft.
they're saying. That's what they're saying, not us. That's what they're saying.
That's what I was hearing.
Yeah,
I was hearing that. There's TCK versus Darius, the film students, the freshman versus the senior.
you get
The anything you want to come up with. Danny, I know you're thinking something, but we're not saying that on stream.
we can't say that on the airwaves because
yeah. But Darius, this will be the last compliment I'll give you because now we're going into battle for a little bit, but you are probably the toughest competition in my opinion. You're very knowledgeable.
And second that actually. I was saying the other day, you were like when I got the matchups, I was like, if I can get out of this round, I think I like my chances.
Yeah.
But
this it's gonna be a battle.
Oh yeah.
This is gonna be a battle.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Anyway, enough of this kumbaya crap. Let's get started.
Let's get to it.
All right, Darius, since you're the guest. Oops, where'd you go? Hold on, it's been a while since I've used this. There we go. It's your call. Heads or tails for the first pick?
I'm gonna go with tails for this.
Tails?
Here
we go. And it is tails. He got it. So Darius will be getting the first pick. Let me share my screen and get up the draft. Here we go. All right, before we get into this, let's break down. First of all, let's shout out some people in the chat. We got Darth Chosen. What's up? Cobra Kai World. Danny.
You're not slick, Danny. I know.
The Chosen One.
Jacob.
Gian. What's up? Cody. Evan. Charlie. Garrett. Sebastian. All right, we got a lot. We got a lot of it. All right. So the rule. So this is what's going down. And if I leave anything out, say it. So we will be drafting our own Cobra Kai team that would compete in a brawl. We'll go one by one. Darius obviously has the first pick. He would be team one. And this is not just a power structure team. Like, you obviously want power on your team, but it's more of a chemistry. How well will these characters work together on a team to get the ultimate W? Because if we learned anything from the show, is a strong team with good chemistry will get the job done.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We got RJ, Frank, Kevin. All right, Gian, with the first pick. Here you go.
No, I thought about what I would do if I had this pick.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going in a few different directions. I was filling the idea out. But to start off, I need balance. I need a sensei who's going to give my team the opportunity to have a strong defense as well as not neglecting their offense. And I'm going to have my man Chosen Taguchi to do that.
Shit!
I can't think of a better way to start.
You're smart, man. You're smart, man. If you couldn't tell, I wanted first, but I've come prepared. That's a great pick. I think everything you said is completely valid. Most balanced sensei. So.
All right. You're up. You're on deck.
So I'm thinking either sensei student, and I know exactly who I pick for both. But because I know what this student and Chosen would do together if they teamed up, I can't have that happen.
I think I know where you're going.
I'm going with my boy Axel.
Yeah.
The powerhouse of all the kids by far. No one's landed a point on him thus far. And I feel like he's a little weird right now, but if I get the right sensei with him, he'll be balanced and might be the best fighter in the whole show. I can't have Chosen and him together. So I'm going with Axel.
I like that. I like that pick. That would have been my next one. But with that in mind, there's a few directions I could go with this, and I'm between two students, but they kind of doesn't matter which one you have because they're more or less the same. but this student is a little more consistent with his mindset. So I think that makes the difference here, because I have a feeling if I want the other one, you're going to do something. So I'm going to go with Miguel Diaz, the Yellow Valley champ. The
fuck is? Oh, here he is. Yeah. Good pick. All right. Well, you know what? I actually wasn't going to go with Miguel because him and Axel got a little beef. So that didn't really affect my team so much yet. But I am going to counter that going with Robbie Keane. Robbie and Axel on the same team, and they don't really have beef with each other. They fought, but nothing personal. Robbie and Axel on the same team is, I think, an absolute powerhouse already. So I'm going with my boy Robbie Keane. He was kicking ass when he's locked in. Let's just hope he can stay locked in.
That's a good pick. But Robbie does have a very exploitable weakness, which I will exploit with taking Tori Nichols on my team. Miguel and Tori, they have some chemistry back from when they were in Cobra Kai together. Chosen has worked well with Tori in the past. Even the 1 second that he talked to Tori when he was undercover in the dojo was like he gave her the best advice that anyone gave her in season 5 or 6, in my opinion, in that one conversation. So imagine what she could do with Chosen on her, like as her primary sensei. I think that those two will have a lot of unlocked potential together. So yeah, go with Tori Nichols.
Great pick. I had a feeling you were going to go there to throw Robbie off balance, but now I'm going to do the same, and I'm going to throw Miguel and maybe even Tori a little off balance. I'm going to pick Sam LaRusso because not only do Sam and Robbie work exceptionally well together, and we saw that this season, Sam and Axel on the same team is going to mess with Miguel's head like crazy. He knows that there's a little something that didn't happen, but it could have happened. And I think he'll be thinking about that, seeing them on the same team together. And also Sam is I think she's the best. Actually, no, I know she's the best female fighter in the show out of all the kids. She was kicking ass in that tournament, especially in that brawl. So yeah, I'm going with the GOAT Sam LaRusso.
I like that pick. So for this one, I'm gonna go with another sensei, and him and Miguel go together like peanut butter and jelly. You know, like it's the duo of the show. It's the New Age Miyagi relationship, but also him and Chosen are a badass duo together. And I think that them working together, they're proven to be an effective team more than once. I'm gonna go with Mr. Johnny Lawrence himself.
Okay, solid pick.
He's also great with Tori. I mean, he understands her a lot more than I think a lot of other people in the show do. So yeah, we'll work through some of those she's got.
Well, now I have to pick my first sensei. And I think it's pretty obvious. I'm going to go with Daniel LaRusso, the Karate Kid himself. He's worked with Robbie and Sam a lot. He pretty much made Robbie like who he is, and Sam. And I think his teachings towards Axel will make Axel a much more balanced human being, not only just a fighter, a more balanced human being where he will, be in a better headspace and also still have that powerhouse, skill set that he has. So yeah, going with Daniel.
I like that pick. It was a no-brainer. So for this one, there's a few ways I could go here, but I'm gonna like to take another student, and he is Robbie's protege himself, and he is up there with some of the best fighters in the show, especially after his showing in part 2. He basically came in and made the entire difference. I'm gonna go with Mr. Kenny Payne. Great and pick. Maybe having him on this team along with Tori would throw Robbie even further off balance, along with his father being on the other side again. So yeah.
Okay. I like it. So I'm going to go for another sensei back to back. Because we need a little bit more aggression on our team. We got a lot of defense besides Axel. But I'm going to go with Axel's sensei Wolf. Obviously.
No-brainer, yeah.
He's a little bit wild card in his headspace right now. He's like, but there's no doubt that his teachings work, or they might not be the right way, but they pay off on his students. Because look at Axel, the best fighter in the Saikai Taikai. I think if Daniel maybe could get him in a better headspace to be a better human being, his knowledge and his lessons he could teach, but also what he can physically teach all the kids, make them all turn into Axel, maybe all of Axel's skill set. I am going with Sensei Wolf, and also Daniel and Johnny together couldn't take down Sensei Wolf. So
that is true.
That's
very true. He's the strongest sensei in the show as of right now.
Yeah, I mean him and Chosen.
Yeah.
So I'm going with Sensei Wolf.
That's a great pick. There's a few different directions I go with this. I go Sensei or student, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go student. He has that built-in chemistry with Miguel. He's a wild card, but I think Chosen and him would be a perfect match between Sensei and student. I'm going to go with Mr. Eli Moskowitz, Hawk.
I like it. Solid pick. All right. Now to counter that, and I really wanted this character. If you've been keeping up with the draft so far, a lot of us have said a lot of high praise for this character. I'm going to go with Yoon.
Yeah.
For sure, I think we can all agree he'd beat Hawk.
Yeah.
He did pretty easily the first round of the Saikai Taikai. But also, like, he seems to be, I don't want to say a nice guy because he was holding down Robbie, but he's way more chilled out than Quan. He's way more of a balanced guy. And also his skills are there. He was the best fighter before Kreese, made Quan the number one student in that dojo. So yeah, I'm going with my boy Yoon.
I like that a lot. I like that pick. Yoon is definitely the dark horse of this batch. To counter that, well, not necessarily to counter that. I think I'm going to go with another sensei here. And because I think we need just a little more aggression, but tempered aggression. And I think this sensei here, he took a liking to Kenny. I think he's taking a liking to Hawk and Miguel. Honestly, every student on this list, I think he worked wonders for helping them unlock that aggression without delving into fighting reckless, which Hawk is prone to do, and losing themselves. So I'm going with Mike Barnes.
Good pick. I like it. All right. Now I'm going to throw one of your fighters off balance a little bit. I'm going to go with the other Mr. Payne, Sean.
Like that.
Sean, first of all, Sean and Robbie working together, and you throw in Axel, like you got
it's power.
First of all, Sean and Axel, like for 2 units just coming at you, like who's going to want to mess with that? But also Kenny's going to be thrown off balance. Like he's going to fight against his own brother. We don't know how well he would even be able to fight against Sean if there wasn't, the mental side to it. But yeah, I like Sean and Robbie working together. I like just the 2 units, Sean and Axel, and I like Kenny will be thrown off a little bit.
I like that pick. I'm going to do something a little risky with my next one, but I'm confident that between the 3 senseis I have on this team, they could each show this character 3 different perspectives, and they've all kind of gone through the similar arc that this character might have gone down if he didn't die. We'll go with Quan. I think he doesn't really have that personal of problems with people on the team. Like him and Tori had their issues and Miguel had their issues, but it wasn't to the extent of it was with like Robbie. And I think that between Chosen, Johnny, and Barnes, that they could reach Quan, even if it took all 3 together. I think they could eventually reach Quan and kind of temper his aggression into being something that's a little less destructive and something that's more dangerous for his opponent.
Okay. Yeah, I like that pick. All right. I'm going to go with another female fighter. I'm going to go with Zara Malik. So Zara, obviously, one of the more skilled competitors in the Saikai Taikai. She was doing very well the whole tournament. Her and Sam, they don't really got beef. Robbie and her, a little bit, but they can just ignore each other, I feel like. And also that would mess with Tori's head, seeing Robbie and Zara on the same team. Also, I just like having all the Iron Dragons pretty much. I Sensei Wolf, I got Axel, I got Zara. They know how to work together. It works when they work together, and they are just some of the most competitive and strongest fighters in this draft.
All right. I want to go with another sensei here. I'm going to take someone who gets along with Chosen. Like they get along beautifully off the mat
Well.
and on the mat. And we saw them work together during that huge brawl. And I think she could kind of help. She knows Quan a lot because she's taught him for years. And she could kind of give that insight to Johnny, Chosen, and Mike about how to reach him. And she's a great fighter in her own right. Not afraid of anybody. I'm going to go with Sensei Kim.
Good pick. That's who I wanted next. It's a very solid pick. So now I'm going to have – I could go many ways here. You know what? I think I'm going to have to – I want to throw off Hawk even more so he's not even a little bit of a problem. I'm going to get the other binary brother.
That's what I was going next. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I am going with him. And, yeah, just like I said, he will throw off Dimitri. I mean, he will throw off Hawk. And, yeah, I mean, his skills are there, but, like, that's not what I was really going for here. But, yeah, throwing off Hawk.
I like that. So this one, I gotta build my my roster of female fighters a little bit. I'm gonna get Johnny's other protege, I'd say, after Miguel. She has proven that she does belong with this crop of fighters, even though the circumstances how she got there were not great. But she showed out during the brawl. She has a lot of potential, and I think with Johnny and Tori on her side, because her and Tori have had this great relationship in season 5. I think that she can live up to her potential. I'm going with Devin Lee.
I like it. Good
and her and Kim too. Kim saw something in Devin as well. So I like Devin Lee here.
Very solid pick. Now this one's getting tough.
Yeah, it's starting to get to the.
It obviously go one way, and that could be a good thing or a bad thing. I really don't know. This is really tough now.
Yeah, it's getting to the.
You know what? I'm gonna do it. Call me crazy, but I'm gonna have to go with Terry Silver. Now, I know, and I was saying this whole draft, Silver and Daniel, like that's not gonna work. But if they both want to win something so badly, which I think Silver definitely does, and Daniel, you know, he can get in that headspace too. If they both want to win something, they're just going to have to, you know, be in the same dojo but separate. Kind of like what Johnny and Daniel did when they first came together. They're like, we're training together just on opposite sides of the dojo. So it's a big if. But if that could just happen where they don't pull strings, they have to realize, you know, they have a common enemy, which is this team. And I think Silver does have more enemies on your team than he does on my team. It's really just Daniel, and you could say Sam and Robbie, but it's not as big. It's really just Daniel he has beef with on my team. And he's got a lot of hatred towards people on your team. You got Chosen, who he hates, Johnny, Tori, Mike Barnes, Kim. Like, he is not too fond of any of them. And I think Silver, if he's in that season 4 mindset, which is a big if he can just get a little more level-headed, he can give this team a lot of wisdom and teach them a lot. So it's a bit of a risk, but yeah.
I like that pick. So to counter that, I'm going to go Sensei for Sensei. And this character, you would at first glance, you're like, he's going to throw this off completely. But the direction he's heading in next season, I think that him and Johnny obviously have a father-son bond. It's kind of twisted and messed up, but it's still there. And I think him saving him in the end is gonna help stoke that. And also he unlocks the best in Tori. He helped unlock Quan and helped Quan supplant Yoon as the best fighter in that dojo. Him and Kim have history. I think given the time with the supervision of Chosen, Barnes, and Johnny, he could unlock Miguel as well. I'm going to go with Sensei Kreese here.
Good pick. Good counter. Great counter. All right. So now, I'm going to a character who I'm not very fond of at all. A character who I don't know how much he will bring to this team, but I know if he's on your team, that would affect my team. And I'm going to go with Daniel's son, Sam's brother, Anthony LaRusso, strictly just for the reason that you can't have him. You can't throw off Daniel and Sam by having him on your team. He's showing signs that he will be a good fighter. So, yeah, going with Anthony LaRusso.
I like that pick. I like that. So I need a good soldier here. Someone he's loyal to Miyagi-Do, so therefore he'd be loyal to Chosen. He's a big dude. He's a big body, and a brawl, you're going to need that. He's got some karate knowledge. I'm going to go with Chris here.
Okay. Now I'm going to go with someone who is obviously very close to Terry Silver, and that could help pull some strings for him on the other team and get in your head. I'm going to go with Dennis. Silver will obviously could send him over to your team and cause up some trouble to mess with your guy's head. He can fight. He's capable of fighting if it comes to that. So, yes, I'm going with Dennis.
All right. I like that pick. And for this one, I'm going to get someone who's also a brawler, kind of in the same mold as Sean, but he has more karate knowledge because he's trained. He has good chemistry with Miguel, surprisingly now, after he's someone who will do what he's told. He's another good soldier. Kreese kind of liked him. I'm gonna go with not Chosen, Kyler.
Okay. All right. I think that was the right pick there. All right. So another character I'm not a huge fan of, and I think we can agree on this. I'm going to go with Master Kim, just because you got his granddaughter on your team. That's not going to throw him off. That will throw her off, I think.
That's a good point.
We don't know how close Quan was with him, but maybe that could throw him off. Kreese could even throw off, definitely. We got Silver and him on my team, so they know how to work together. Yoon, obviously, on my team. So obviously we don't know how well he can still fight. Probably not well because he's 100 years old, but he's still alive, so anything could happen, I guess. But yeah, Master Kim.
All right, that's a great pick. Actually, that's who I was considering next. So for this pick, listen, I'm all about synergy. These two have had their problems. I don't like this. First off, I don't like this character at all. I dislike this character. This is one of the few characters in the show I actively dislike. I don't like this character. But him and Chris have had their problems throughout the show. He was a traitor once upon a time, but he did a lot to make amends. And him and Chris, when they're together, it's kind of like another binary brothers type thing. I'm gonna go with Mitch here, just to complete the synergy of this team.
All right, I will happily.
The strongest character in the show. Yeah.
With some would say the GOAT, Bert.
The strongest character. Yeah.
Yeah. Darius, we definitely expected this battle. Like this is
a war. This is a war of attrition right here.
This is very close.
I guess we should all both make our arguments now.
Yeah, I'll let you go first. Unless you want me.
All right. So first off, Chosen has knowledge of not only Miyagi-Do, but also Tong Soo-Do, the same brand of Tong Soo-Do that Master Kim teaches. So he would be prepared for this. And not to mention, his path in life can enable him to better connect with characters such as Tori, such as Quan, because he's struggled with rage in the past, and he'd be able to teach them how to not lose themselves to that rage and to hold on to their honor. I think he would be a great sensei for Miguel, because I think Miguel is probably the most balanced of all the teens, and I think that he would learn a lot from Chosen. Him and Chosen and Johnny are two peas in a pod. They get along great. They teach very well together. Honestly, probably better than Johnny and Daniel do, because Chosen's a little less resistant to Johnny's. I mean, you know that the whole thing about the Eagle Fang name, but like that was more so the name than the teaching style, anything else. Miguel and Hawk, built-in chemistry there. Kenny's on the rise, and I think Barnes would be great for Kenny. Kim is someone else who can unlock Tori. She gave Tori a lot of great advice in part 2. Kreese would also unlock Tori and can also give. He's wise. He knows the tricks of the trade. And a brawl, he's not going to be afraid to do what needs to be done, as we saw in part 2. He was prepared to do. Quan is a wild card of wild cards, but I think with all the influences around him, people who have been through some of the stuff that he's gone through, he could learn to temper that aggression and use it against the people who we're going against here. And everyone else kind of falls into place. And Hawk, like I said, we work very well with Chosen, work very well with Barnes. We saw what him and Johnny did back in their heyday. I think this team, the synergy, the power, I think we got everything. We got balance, synergy, power. And I'm rocking with it. I'm not disappointed in this team at all.
Yeah. All right. So my argument is, first of all, I think I have someone on my team who will mess with almost every single one of your characters and get into their heads. He's going against his son, who he's now in good terms with. I think that'll affect Johnny way more than it'll affect Robbie. I have Terry Silver, who can just completely get in all of these characters' heads for completely different reasons. Miguel, I think, will be totally thrown off seeing Axel and Sam on the same side together. I think for more than Sam going against Miguel, I think we can even see, and I could say that in the All Valley in season 4, Miguel was a little bit more thrown. He was still locked in, but he was more thrown off when going against Sam than I think Sam was going against him, dojos wise. And I think the key to my team is Robbie and Sam. And I know you're going to say, Robbie, he's going against his girlfriend. We saw what happened in the TCK when he went against her. He wasn't, locked in. But I think this draft is taking place, after the events of part 2, where I think Daniel and Sam can really help Robbie, stay in the correct mind space of, we're on your team. She's on the opposite team. You need to stick with your team. You need to go all in for your team. So, and Sam, she's a powerhouse too. I think also, I didn't even mention, I think Tori will also be thrown off seeing Zara and Robbie together on the same team. So yes, I think my team has a ton of power. I have Axel, I have Sean, I have Robbie, I have Yoon, who are just complete powerhouses. Zara for the girls' side. But also I have a lot of good strategy on my team. Silver's a very good strategist. He can send out Dennis to do stuff. Sensei Wolf, he knows exactly what he's doing. I think we can agree he's probably the best sensei fighting-wise on the show right now. So I have a lot of power, and I also have a lot of scary people that will throw you off, and I have a lot of heart too. So I think I have a bit of everything. And also, on top of that, I can just throw almost everyone off your team. Hawk's going against Dimitri, Kenny's going against Sean, and so on. So yeah, it's just if Silver and Daniel can not have any issues, which is a big if, I realize, I think my team is completely stacked and could beat your team.
I'm just saying, I think Kreese knows Silver's playbook pretty well. He knew exactly what Silver was going to do at the TCK. He knows, and he can also stoke the flames between Silver and Daniel. Like so you go from being top of the mountain, Terry, to taking orders from Danny Boy. That's what we're doing now, Terry. That's what we're doing now. That's what we're doing. What? And I think that, for all, you make some valid points, but I think it also works the opposite way. I think that Sam is going to be a little thrown off with Miguel and Tori being on the same team just because of that history. I don't know if she's over that. And also, I think that Kreese is going to be the key here. I think that if he can sow some discord, which already exists between Terry and Daniel, and I think if he can do that, I think that that negates that. But this is going to come down. It's going to come down to the wire. This is a really
just
close
to counter that one point, and then we'll wrap it up. I just want to say, Kreese is definitely a great guy to get into your head. He can easily do that. He's got great mind games, like you were saying. But Silver's handled Kreese before.
That is true.
and pretty easily, honestly. So I don't think, honestly, that would be a huge problem for me. But yeah, Sam, I don't know. I feel like Sam doesn't get thrown off that easily with that. I think she was pretty locked in on the whole tournament. But like Cody says, it is down to your guys' vote now. Tomorrow, I don't know around what time because we're splitting up the votes for every round or every match. Sometime tomorrow, go head over to Cody's channel, his Instagram, his Twitter, and go vote for whose team you think will win out in an all brawl, power, chemistry, all of it. Don't just say, oh, my favorite character's on this team, I'm going to vote for them, or, oh, well, whatever. Vote for all that, whose team you think you would win. Darius, it was a pleasure. This was quite the battle, sir, as we expected. I'm excited to see the results.
Yeah, so am I. This is, oh man, it's going to be a close one.
Yeah, this is great. This is so much fun. If you guys haven't checked out the other rounds, I don't want to spoil who wins those, but go check those out on, I think, Jacob's channel, Kevin's channel, Cody's channel. And this is the last round. And then next week, I assume we'll be moving on to the next round. And we got some fun stuff there, too. Yeah. Thank you guys all for watching. We'll shout out some people. Garrett, thanks for coming on. Jacob, thanks for putting this all together. Cody, you made this list. Thank you for that. Darth Chosen, Tristan, my man, Adam, Gian, Cobra Kai World, Lisa, everyone. RJ was in this. Danny was in this. Evan was in this. Thank you guys all for coming on.
Run those numbers up. Get this man Noah more likes and more subs. Get this man more likes and more subs, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Darius. Like always, great time, quite the battle.
Absolutely.
And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one next week. Remember to vote. Peace out.